It's the first day of June today, which means we have a whole month of woke corpo virtue signaling to get through, but the month has started out strong for actual good news today, my friends. A grand day indeed, and something that your humble Goblin King has been waiting for these past 2 years. I have to tell you, from my perspective, it's been a long wait too. Today was the last day of the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard defamation trial, and we finally got the verdict that so many have been waiting for with nearly bated breath. Johnny Depp fucking won. He won. He finally got his day in court. He finally got to show that slanderous bitch for what she is, and I couldn't be happier for the man on this day. So, watching Rakata's stream on the trial today, I got to see the verdict come out. I got to see and hear the judge read out the jury's verdict. On all 3 counts submitted by Johnny, they found that Amber Heard had defamed him and done so with malicious intent. The court wound up ultimately awarding him a little over $10 million in damages from her. There was a judgment from the jury to award him with an extra $2 million in punitive damages, but apparently there's some sort of cap on the amount that can be awarded for punitive costs over there in Virginia, which is $350,000. So that's what he ultimately ended up getting. Now, the jury did find that one of Amber's claims of defamation was true, and it was something that was said not by Johnny Depp, but Adam Waldman. Not that I blame Waldman, of course. Everything he was saying in that statement was true, but the jury found it to be defamation, so there it is. She was awarded $2 million and no punitive award, but apparently they took that $2 million out of the $10 million that she owes him, so he winds up getting about $8.5 million. Which is apparently more than she's actually worth. Which is really funny. After the loss, Amber decided to take to Twitter to cry about it, and I'll read you that statement here in a moment, after I show you this absolutely brilliant ratio, of course. Look at that. Isn't that glorious? The most brilliant part of it, of course, is that just 30 seconds after I took that screenshot, that quote-tweet ratio had jumped up another 1,000 or so. Then, oddly enough, it dropped below the number in the screener, then it jumped back up above it. I have no idea how that little fluctuation is happening, but whatever. The point is that is a brilliant ratio. Now I'll go ahead and read her tweet. The disappointment I feel today is beyond words. I'm heartbroken that the mountain of evidence was not enough to stand up to the disproportionate power, influence, and sway of my ex-husband. Well, sorry, bitch, but I think that mountain was your husband's, and yours was a molehill built of lies. I'm even more disappointed with what this verdict means for other women. It is a setback. It sets back the clock to a time when a woman who spoke up and spoke out could be publicly shamed and humiliated. It sets back the idea that violence against women is to be taken seriously. Yeah, and it's all your fault, because you lied. You are the one who ultimately set back women, bitch. Seriously. I believe Johnny's attorney succeeded in getting the jury to overlook the key issue of freedom of speech and ignore evidence that was so conclusive that we won in the UK. This isn't a freedom of speech issue. This is a libel issue. You lied about him in a newspaper and put it in print. You got caught, and now you're paying the consequences. And you won in the UK because Justice Nichols was a moron and possibly corrupt. And you weren't the one having to defend yourself against Johnny, so Johnny couldn't bring his evidence against you. That's why you won in the UK. I am sad I lost this case, but I am sadder still that I seem to have lost a right I thought I had as an American. To speak freely and openly. You can very much still speak freely and openly. Feel free, do it. Just now everybody knows you're a fucking liar. That's all there is to it. Of course, another brilliant thing about this defamation trial that I'd like to point out is that petition that I've mentioned a couple of times in other videos. The signatures to remove Heard from Aquaman have now jumped up to around 4.5 million signatures. Brilliant, right? Then, of course, you had all the usual suspects coming out to cry about what a loss this verdict is for women, much like Amber, and survivors of domestic abuse. Like, none of these stupid motherfuckers actually watched the trial, apparently. As I said, Amber's so-called mountain of evidence amounted to nothing more than a molehill made of lies. Johnny had that mountain. And you got pathetic motherfuckers like Vice putting out this tweet. And yes, I read the article. I just did it through the archives so that I wouldn't give that shit site any traffic. Breaking. After a jury heard a string of texts from Johnny Depp saying he wanted to, quote, burn Amber Heard and that he would, quote, fuck her burnt corpse to, quote, make sure she is dead, they decided Heard defamed Depp and acted with malice. Okay, first of all, you're fucking pathetic, Vice. You're a fucking cum stain on the underwear that is journalism these days. Number 2. Those texts were from Johnny sent to one of his friends. They weren't directed at Amber Heard. They were just him commiserating, getting out his feelings, nothing more than that. He didn't put them in print. He didn't send them out. She wouldn't have even seen them if they hadn't been put forth as evidence in this case. So stop trying to pretend that this is some sort of proof that he abused her or anything like that. Then, of course, Anita Sarkeesian somehow managed to ooze her way out of the lowest depths of the Buddhist hells to put forth her hot take. This is so spectacularly fucked up I can't even fully grapple with the levels of misogyny on every single level of this process, starting with domestic violence and abuse, and ending via legally vindicated gaslighting. This is coming from the same bitch who's been gaslighting and grifting video game developers, journalists, and fans for years, and calling anything and everything in the industry sexist and misogynist. She's part of the reason that the word sexist no longer even has a valid meaning anymore. For real, I really want to know who summoned this psycho hose beast from the depths of hell. Whomever it was, put her the fuck back. Now, the crowning glory of this video though, and I know it's short, but damn, I just couldn't concentrate enough on it to actually write anything. Honestly, I just didn't know what to say. I've been waiting for this for 2 fucking years. This was how I thought I'd feel during the UK trial, and that was such a massive fucking letdown that I didn't allow myself to be nearly that hopeful for this one. Now, I'm really happy for him, for real, but here, to end this really short and stupid video, I'm gonna just read Johnny's statements and close out with that. No stupid gimmicks or anything like that tonight. I'm just gonna read this and end it. So I'll leave you all with Johnny's words, and see you next time. 6 years ago, my life, the life of my children, the lives of those closest to me, and also the lives of the people who for many, many years have supported and believed in me, were forever changed. All in the blink of an eye. False, very serious and criminal allegations were levied at me via the media, which triggered an endless barrage of hateful content, although no charges were ever brought against me. It had already traveled around the world twice within a nanosecond, and it had a seismic impact on my life and my career. And 6 years later, the jury gave me my life back. I am truly humbled. My decision to pursue this case, knowing very well the height of the legal hurdles that I would be facing, and the inevitable worldwide spectacle into my life, was only made after considerable thought. From the very beginning, the goal of bringing this case was to reveal the truth, regardless of the outcome. Speaking the truth was something that I owed to my children and to all those who have remained steadfast in their support of me. I feel at peace knowing I have finally accomplished that. I am and have been overwhelmed by the outpouring of love and the colossal support and kindness from around the world. I hope that my quest to have the truth be told will have helped others, men or women, who have found themselves in my situation, and that those supporting them never give up. I also hope that the position will now return to innocent until proven guilty, both within the courts and in the media. I wish to acknowledge the noble work of the judge, the jurors, the court staff, and the sheriffs who have sacrificed their own time to get to this point, and to my diligent and unwavering legal team, who did an extraordinary job in helping me share the truth. The best is yet to come, and a new chapter has finally begun. Veritas numquam perit. Truth never perishes. Johnny Depp.